I'm trusting. I'm supposed to go live at 4:26 when I don't remember what the most recent one was. I know it's when the Docs podcast came out. I don't remember the last part of my walk, what it was today. Would have been before seeing the fighter jets fly over. Still disconcerting. I made a hockey TikTok today. Probably not going to contain what I actually... it doesn't contain everything I want it to. I want to explain all of the psych ward, signs and symbols, and how psychiatry is a made-up science that we never had, ever. Not a single day we had psychiatry. In large part because Sigmy here, the father of psychiatry, so full of mommy and daddy issues, he couldn't possibly. May 6th is this man's birthday, and that's going to be important. Allie Priestley, his mom, Georgia, also May 6th birthday. Allie Priestley is the influencer who lied about me on May 6th to the Vancouver police, May 6th, 2024, and had me committed because of her, Allie, Graham, the social worker, and Dr. Taylor, the doctor, who would go viral 2 years later with Nicholas Jordan. And as my brain wants to do, it wants to go into 17 directions at once. So we're going to stick with the reason hockey, just hockey. How are we going to stick with just hockey? Good question, because that's literally impossible. All right, where's the... One of them's here. When I first got into the psych ward, after Graham spent more time talking to Dr. Taylor than Dr. Taylor spent talking to me before deciding to commit me, which would end up being 3 weeks, before she'd go viral doing a road cafe assessment, being a fool of a psychiatrist. But before that was the nurse Tanya. I went to high school with Tanya and Tracy, who were twins, and we were friends with. And the Tanya I walked into, the nurse had Sedin jersey on because the Canucks were playing, number 33. And my little cousin Carter, who died of brain cancer, was a Canucks fan. No, he was not. He was not a Canucks fan. He was an Oilers fan, but he shares a birthday with the Sedin twins and with Jim Caviezel, who played Jesus in The Passion. He died July 23rd, 2023. And when Tanya told me that they were going to offer me pills, make them sound voluntary, and they are not in fact voluntary, and if you don't take them, they will inject you. And since I'm not a fan of injection seats, that's why I have brain tumors from Depo-Provera and arthritis from the Hep B shot, etc. No, thank you. So I took the oral pills, whatever they gave me, thanks to the 33 jersey. Tanya, nurse, in the psych ward before they moved me to the 7th floor for longer. I was in with a woman whose relative is Sam Steele, playing for the Dallas Stars. Allie Priestley lives out of Colorado, and the Dallas Stars were playing the Colorado Avalanche. I 2 different games, May 11th and May 13th, watched with his relative. And when no longer with her, I looked him up, and his birthday is February 3rd, which is pretty freaking important, seeing as that's also the birthday of Michael McLeod, one of the 5 hockey players charged with SA, one of whose birthday is today, Carter Hart, who is in Sam Steele's Wikipedia article because they grew up together. He also has an older brother named Patrick Steele, who died while playing for the Canmore Eagles. And when I was in grade 11, my best friend Devin brought me home for school for lunch, and her brother Jared was home from playing hockey for the Canmore Eagles. We met November 6th, 1996. And I feel like it was 1999, 3 years later, after I'd already graduated high school, visiting Devin and Jared. It was a big event that happened, that visit. I died, unbeknownst to me. It was really my lovebird Hawk who had died, but my mother got confused and divorced her husband over it. And that trip, I watched True Lies with Jared on November 6th, which I would come to find out is the anniversary when we met. I already had True Lies as a big event because I already knew that I'd met Ryan, number 1, and Eric through, and all of my best friends through going to True Lies as a teenager I came to find out in 2023 that my grandfather, one of my two except the only one I met because the other one died before I was born, died on the anniversary of when True Lies came out. Jamie Lee Curtis shares my mother's birthday. Arnold Schwarzenegger, whole other. True Lies, hockey player, November 6th. Patrick Steele died on November 9th. His birthday is October 7th. Playing for the Canmore Eagles. And then Devin, met him November 6th. I met Ryan number 2, New Year's Eve in Germany, dating Ryan number 2 back home. Devin calls me up and tells me I'm going to marry her brother because she's going to marry her brother's teammate. I was like, all right, cool. Gave me permission to have a crush on her brother, and otherwise I never would have. And within a year to the day later, May 18th, which I would come to find out is Tina Fey's birthday, I got an ultimatum from Devin. It's literally written in my journal. Year to the day later, the irony, that if we dated after we'd written letters back and forth the entire year, me and Devin wouldn't be friends anymore. So I moved to Vancouver where my dad and sister lived, and F this small town bullshit. This Devin and Jared love triangle's the wrong word for a sibling group, but you know what I mean. Very intertwined with my head with friends, ironically, because Monica and Ross and Rachel. I'm Rachel. Monica actually ends up marrying Chandler, who's Matthew, and Devin married Matthew, and real Matthew drowned. Like the actor, drowned in the same way Raymond did. Anyway, where were we? Hockey. Canmore Eagles. Oh, sorry. Jared played for the something else others, Fort Saskatchewan, and they played at the Jubilee Recreation Center. It's the first letter he sent me. It's like, I'm playing at the Jubilee Recreation Center. We did not date during because I got the ultimatum. Moved to Vancouver. I honestly don't even remember the order of like what I know. We last dated May 17th. Someone in True Lies' birthday. Bill Paxton. Now this stuff isn't even on. Any of this stuff isn't on anything. We have magnets for a reason, Jubilee. I went to see Jared play hockey. The one and only time I actually watched him play hockey was in Edmonton for my grandmother's 80th birthday. We all drove up there, Devin and me, and I remember who else spent the night at Jared's billet's house with his other billet, the other hockey player who billeted there as well. Played drinking games. Anyway, it was December. Well, it wasn't December 4th, but December 4th is my grandmother's birthday. Just the hockey edition. You know what? I'm just literally, I already did this. I already did it. So we're just going to play that. Because like I said, today is Carter Hart's birthday. And all the other ones are also covered in here. Psychiatry thinks I'm delusional. And I think all of psychiatry is absolutely delusional. This is the hockey edition of that. When I was put in the psych ward due to Dr. Taylor, Allie Priestley, and Graham the social worker in May of 2024, I was in with a relative of Sam Steele of the Dallas Stars, and he was playing the Colorado Avalanche. Allie lives in Colorado, and I watched him score an assist and a goal on May 11th and 13th in the psych ward with his relative. His birthday is February 3rd. It's going to be really important because I just found out someone else was born the exact same day as him. When I first got to the psych ward, a nurse whose name was Tanya, and that is a name that I also know a twin of, I went to high school with, and she was wearing the 33 Sedin jersey. I know the Sedin twins' birthday is September 26th because it's also Jim Caviezel, who played Jesus in The Passion, and my little cousin Carter, who was an Oilers fan and died of brain cancer before he ever turned 7. So I trusted her when she gave me advice on how to get out of the psych ward. Sam has an older brother, Patrick, who sadly died while playing for the Canmore Eagles. When I met Jared on November 6th of my grade 11 year, going home for lunch with my friend Devin, and him being home for hockey, he was playing for the Canmore Eagles. This is Sam Steele's Wikipedia page and Canmore Eagles. Carter Hart. So Carter Hart and these other four were charged and were only had the biggest implication today, which is that they've been suspended from Hockey Canada, I guess. Carter Hart's birthday is today. Michael McLeod's birthday is the exact same day as Sam Steele. Dylan, July 20th, 1998, the day Malcolm Jamal Warner drowns, and a Mark from Australia that I know, that I volunteer in Costa Rica with. Alex Formanton, September 13th, 1999, my friend Raymond's birthday, and the day I found out about Game B in 2019. And Cal Foot is December 13th, 1998. I do believe that is the Conan O'Brien party that the Reiners brought their son Nick to before the unfortunate December 14th murders. So June 18th, 19th, 2018 is that Hockey Canada Gala Golf that they got into very big trouble at. When looking up Sam Steele, I keep finding this one, who was a police officer, born January 5th, died January 30th, 1990. That is Jared's birthday. And more important, June 19th, 2008, University of Alberta, where Mark has sued, Mark McCormick, currently starving to death. And June 19th, Sam Steele. Airing on May 13th, the same day I did watch one of the hockey games with Sam Steele, is Graham, 44, off-campus, filmed on... It's also my cousin, Allie's birthday, May 13th. On my campus, UBC. And Hawks, not the Eagles, is the name of the team. I had a lovebird I had named Hawk, who died when I was visiting Jared in Lethbridge, and my sister made it sound like I had died, and that whole fiasco happened. And then we watched True Lies on November 6th, the anniversary of meeting, and I watched 10 Things I Hate About You with Devin on Ryan Gosling's birthday. And Breaker High. Anyway, the rest of the signs and symbols for just psychiatry in the psych ward will hopefully be in a longer form YouTube video. But with today being Carter Hart's birthday, happy birthday, Carter. You horrible human. Will be remembered as a horrible human for what you did to that woman. We know. You know what I mean? Even the court of law doesn't protect women. Women are going to start protecting women. That's what the ancestors want us to know. And hockey should probably help or hurt and F off. You know what I mean? Anyway, this is the signs and symbols for hockey. So, I'll follow some of the other ones. Between the like 20 different psychiatry ones we have planned, we'll probably get them all in. Does anybody have any? So this is the June 10th Ryan Gosling video I put down there. The family member, right, that met Ryan Gosling is Tirza, my family member that will blow up my family on October 7th by insisting both MCFD be in our life, bringing Graham in, and a psych evaluation where I won't be brought in, but then the one later on May 10th, I will be because of Graham and Allie and no family, etc. When my family's already abandoned us and what's the word? Betrayed us on October 7th. That's the word. Allie and Noah, Rachel McAdams, and Ryan Gosling meet in the Notebook on June 6th, my sister's birthday. All right. I don't know why I said that. It's already gone. Good pre-celebrity stories? Like you encountered somebody in real life before they were a celebrity that makes the story even better now that they are a celebrity. I have one that happened to a family member. They were hit on, approached by Ryan Gosling when he was on Breaker High, and the person didn't know who he was at the time and ended up being a extra on set the next day after having turned him down. And he played a geeky character on Breaker High. And I heard this story at that period in time. And then Ryan Gosling went on to become Ryan Gosling. So to me, the story has become better with time because turning down an actor who you ended up being on set with is funny. Turning down Ryan Gosling, priceless. Does anybody have any good pre-celebrity stories? Like you encounter somebody just commented on a video I did nearly a year ago. So this one's then January. I've been on strike since September. And Allie Priestley, and I'm having my spiritual awakening. This is my spiritual awakening. Figured out the Rachel McAdams, Ryan Gosling, the day before this day, somewhere in there. And then I'm really connected for the next few weeks, literally not disabled. No energy. I was like, what is this? Oh my God. Am now. Very disabled now. Like the opposite of that, except same rooted tree. Just nothing but possibility. Nah, we have nothing but possibility now. Just need someone to actually join. Like literally anyone who can see what it is, the coincidences, the ridiculousness. Our existence doesn't make sense with all of this. So if you're like, I'm going to need anyone to join me. All right. Okay. Here is Rachel McAdams being neighbors with my freaking sister. Telling a story about a family member of mine who met Ryan Gosling before he was famous and turned him down on a date. What is made better is I just had a conversation with this family member because I'm repairing relationships in real life. And that family member has always a little bit annoyed me that they name drop constantly. But guess who they name dropped? They are neighbors with Rachel McAdams. Like they live in the same neighborhood. Their kids play together. They are friends. And although this annoyance, this name dropping of celebrities has annoyed me the whole time, this has shown the deep, intimate connection of humanity. Like, she met Ryan Gosling before he was famous. Their paths crossed. Then, of course, he went on to have his life, and now she's crossed paths with Rachel McAdams in a much more real way. Their kids are able to meet each other. We are deeply, intimately connected as humans. Our paths cross time and time again. And once we see it, I've seen it. I'm seeing all of it. All the threads. We are all one. Somebody just... All right, so got to see the little tiny thing in the center says Breaker High. This is Ryan Gosling, and Tyler, I believe his last name is Labine. He plays, we have another picture of him, Dr. Iggy Frome on New Amsterdam. And Ryan Gosling on Breaker High School on a cruise ship. Of course, The Notebook, the 2004 Rachel McAdams movie. And I watched 10 Things I Hate About You that has Kyle Cease in it with Devin, and that came out the same day as Matrix. 10 Things I Hate About You, I found out about YCI all March 31st, 1999, and The Matrix came out. The Matrix that I have associated with my brother. And I got in a falling out with my brother September 2nd, Keanu Reeves' birthday, right before my sister blew up my family. And then my brother was the one who Graham contacted to help with my daughter when I was put in the psych ward. Thereby, that was my next contact with my brother. Well, in the psych ward, I met a man named Josh who shared Keanu Reeves' birthday. He knew he shared Keanu Reeves' birthday. We also watched The Matrix with somebody else who had it memorized while we were in there. And actually, I don't know, because there was different doctors, but I think our shared doctor, I think it was the doctor of floor 7, um, Dr. Anderson, Dr. Anderson. And upon getting out of the psych ward, like Matrix was already involved. February 19th, first thing across the screen. September 11th, the 2001 is the date on Neo's ID, and Matrix came up before September 11th, 2001. When I got out of the psych ward, I already knew Maya Stojan, that's Russell Brand. Maya Stojan, who shares Elon Musk. My sister's also neighbors with his sister. It's July 20th. Is July 20th? I feel like July 20th is her birthday. Same as Dylan Dupe and Mark from Australia. But I might be wrong now. I'm going to have to double check if Elon's sister is. My cousin, Brad Fraser, who is the uncle of Carter, great uncle, wrote a play called Wolf Boy, which is actually being put on like this month in Toronto. Also made into a musical, not the same one, but it is about two men who meet at a psych ward. One of them thinks they're a werewolf, and the other is a hockey captain. So hockey and psych wards, werewolf. Also, I just finished watching The Rapture. Had some exchanges with Mark during it. The Rapture that I watched August 12th and 13th, like finished it today, started it yesterday. And good show. I had just seen Ruth Manley, who plays Dr. Gabriel Fox. Doctor, fun. Her birthday's August 4th, which is both the twins, the first twins, the people who actually brought the twins into existence in the signs and symbols. And I looked up the same twins, Tegan and Sarah, and they were both like every twin I looked up was important. But the Sprouse twins, Cole and Dylan, I believe their names are. They're in Eric's Depression, a 70s show, and one of them was on The Diary of a CEO. Anyway, that August 4th is her birthday. It's also the day that Perez Hilton had his breakdown this year. But I had just watched her, like just watched Years and Years again, in which she is the aunt to Bethany, the oldest of the kids who's really into VR and has like anyway. So then watching her in this, there's also a Bethany. Bethany's actually the main character who's in the psych ward having killed her mother. Played by Indiana Amaratifo. Her birthday's September 17th, which I know comes up a lot, but don't have it associated with everything. Just the day after my dad's birthday. October 14th, Frasier, her love interest / was kind of two. Frasier, Brad, fucking Frasier. Yeah. Also the name of the river my cousin's friend drowned in. Also the street that the Lapu Lapu drive through and murder people happened last year. The Doxed podcast this year. Sorry, in 2023. And I don't remember what happened this year. No idea. I can't remember every year. May 13th is the other love interest. Oh, sorry. Her dad's name is Leonard. So Leo Pope and etc. etc. Sorry, May 13th is Ewan Rowan. We have to get back to the werewolf, but who plays Theon? I think it's actually Theon, actually, in Game of Thrones. Theo and Leo. Might be wrong on that one, but also plays in Misfits, a UK about special powers. There's an American spinoff as well. And I've always, Misfits and Being Human are like, I know they're not one and the same because they're very different shows, but kind of one and the same in my head. Shameless, another one, but not Supernatural. Sorry. In Years and Years, her brother, who drowns, gay man, no, that's important, is also plays the werewolf in Being Human. So, werewolf, where'd you go? Also, so, Sigmund Freud, Luigi, Mario. Is Mario Perez's real name? No, Santos. Santos? Someone's real name's Mario. Mario Luigi. Anyway, sorry. Luigi also shares Sigmund Freud and Georgia Priestley's birthday. And he killed the CEO on December 4th, which is also is in here, right? December 4th, it was the last one. It says 12/4. Nope, this one, 12/4, and Carpuzzi's birthday, day I was baptized. Once I got out of the psych ward, I found out about Rosenhan. And actually, we're probably going to watch these a few times because, of course, we are. Again, I'm going to do this a lot. Rosenhan shorts. Who is Rosenhan? He shares Jamie Lee Curtis, my mom, JFK's assassination birthday, and is if Sigmund Freud is the father of psychiatry, this man killed it. This man killed it, yet it's still here. It's still here all these years later. Weird that. Oh, and this is a 702 at the end of it. Lindsay Lohan. Okay. Are we not? Where's the volume? There we go. And because I always have to. October 11th.
Back in the 1970s, a group of totally sane people checked themselves into insane asylums just to see if doctors could spot they were faking. But the result exposed something shocking about psychiatry. You see, 8 volunteers claimed they heard a voice saying thud, empty, or hollow. This was enough to get them admitted into the asylum. There, the real test began. Once inside, they acted completely normal. No voices, no symptoms, nothing. But doctors still labeled each fake patient with severe mental illnesses. Some were even stuck inside for over 50 days. The wildest part is that across 12 hospitals, not one staff member realized they were imposters. Stanford published the study, and it rocked the entire psychiatric field. One hospital fought back, saying, "Send us all your fakes, we'll catch them." Over the next 3 months, they flagged 41 patients as frauds and suspected 42 more. But in the end, Stanford revealed the twist. They hadn't sent a single fake patient at all. Back in the 1970s, a group of totally sane people checked themselves in.
All right, so we watched the Ryan Gosling, June 10th, 2022. I go on strike September because I can't give the world anything more. I'm saving the world in 4 to 6 hours a week and can't do that. Together Tech ends the beginning of January, but other than that, I wasn't on strike for everything else since September 2022. And it's just been, hasn't gotten better, you know what I mean? Because no one's taking stress off my plate. It just is what it is. What was my point though? Let me go back to this thing where I think that won't jog my memory. Snake eyes. Right. So April 28th, I'll get April 26th, the Doxed first season released. Allie, of course, throws a hissy fit, as she does. May 28th, I put out Mean Girls versus Lucky Girls on, I don't remember which, Mean Girls versus Lucky Girls, or whatever, one of the YouTube channels, on April 28th, which at the time I registered as Ryan number 3's birthday. I had just contacted him 2 weeks prior to be the third person on the podcast guest after Alicia and Eon, and how fun, right? It would become way less fun, all right? Way less fun. Because you don't know even April 28th, what all I would come to find out is Chelsea's Chelsea's YouTube channel anniversary date. It was the first one that registered and be like, that's it, before, I believe it was before October 7th. Then July 15th, I replay because we no longer have the April 28th one, only the July 15th one, which is both the day True Lies came out, the day my grandfather died, and Carlos Dillard's birthday. Also, I found out today, last year, the day that a plane was hijacked in Victoria and jets came from America to possibly intercede, but no interceding was needed. So, July 15th, 2023, I rewatch on this channel. After watching, I watched them in reverse order. So 15th was the last of the 3 because the day before, the 14th, we had watched the middle one, February 19th. In fact, I don't even think February 19th has come out of Tim Ballard's mouth, and The Matrix and all of that hasn't happened yet. So just what's part of February 19th that's released. I think it was May 5th. And then June 28th, Russell Brand releases his one on the Titan and Titanic. And so do I. And I comment about Maya and find out his wife is also June 28th on his account, which would no longer be there because that's under the one that's now terminated, but was there. I believe in the one with Maya on it, the that, which we could play, but we're not going to do right now. Buffy. I just looked up what this episode is. It's the 117th episode, the one where Buffy's in the psych ward. which is the 17th episode of the 6th season. Which means the 5th. I was like, that means the 500 or the 100th episode is the 5th finale, which is the one that she dies for her sister, or dies for everyone, so that her sister Dawn can live. Dawn who died, actual Dawn, actual actress, don't know her name, died. 117, which is January 17, the day Raymond drowned, the day that shares the birthday with Alex Formenton, the day I encountered Game B. 117. And the erroneous doxed birthday. So in the April 26th episode that came out, they say my birthday is January 17th. That doesn't make sense. And one of the other ones, they say the birthday is January 17th. So I was like, they would have said that to me. I would have been like, no. Anyway, one of them mentions that my birthday is January 17th. I was like, nope, it's January 14th. We have Sigmund Freud, Bean Charlie. That's what we're getting to. So, October 7th happens, 2023. Yeah, because I was like, are we? And all of the Jewish signs and symbols click into place, including that April 28th, Ryan number 3's birthday. He is my ex-boyfriend who went on to join the IDF and become a rabbi of Pearl Harbor, actually, and currently. So Hawaii. He was, the last time I contacted him was on the way to the Starbucks reunion, and mentioned that about Hawaii and Hawaii being on fire, because it had been on fire August 8th, 2023. The same day Allie got her accounts back and Sinead O'Connor had her funeral. Both Netanyahu, who I would come to find out shares my Jewish grandpa's birthday, Theodore Herzl, whose birthday is May 2nd, Jessica's birthday, and died July 3rd. David Ben Gurion, whose birthday is October 16th, Eric's birthday, and both of them were already on the spreadsheet. Long before October 7th. October 7th, of course, Tirza doing the same. Tirza destroying our family while Hamas attacked Israel, and I was dealing with all of that. New Year's Eve, which is my daughter's birthday, and the day I met Ryan number 2, and 3 out of the 4 being with Jewish people around the millennia, including one that shared my mother's birthday, and in Australia. 117, Bean Charlie. So in September 10th, 2025, Charlie Kirk was shot and killed. And Snake Eyes, the Nicolas Cage movie, became relevant. And I don't think I'd ever seen it because I don't really like Nicolas Cage. But here is some of the
reason number 70.
Hey, fun. That is, in fact, C.S. Lewis's, I believe, birthday, who also died November 22nd, 1963, the same day as JFK. There was another author who died that day, too. One of the dystopian ones.
7, we're living in a simulation. What if I told you the whole Charlie Kirk tragedy already happened exactly 27 years ago? This is gonna f*** your mind. So there's a movie from 1998 called Snake Eyes, starring Nicolas Cage, in which a political figure named Charles Kirkland, that's his actual name in the movie, gets by a sniper in the neck in the exact same spot as Charlie Kirk at a public event. Now, in the opening scene of the movie, there's a sign for this event that shows us it also took place on September 10th, the same day it happened, during a boxing event headlined by a boxer named Tyler the Executioner.
And it's actually Lincoln Tyler, which is also fun because, of course, Lincoln's one of the people assassinated. That's why they picked him for the movie, right? But it's also there's been 4 presidents who've been assassinated: Lincoln and Garfield, McKinnon, and JFK. And JFK's brother was also shot and killed. Not a president, though. There's been other politicians shot and killed as well. Abraham Lincoln was shot on April 14th and died on April 15th. I contacted Ryan number 3 on April 14th. My grandmother died on April 15th. The one who was born on December 4th. She Sorry, there was another. Oh, the Titanic. The Titanic also hit the iceberg right before midnight on the 14th, and people who all died on the 15th, April 15th. That was the Titanic 9/11 Olympics, because the Olympics also was April 14th or 15th, the final, or I don't remember. It was the very first Olympics in Athens, Greece. Being Charlie. So Charlie Kirk assassinated, Snake Eyes. Are we done? Did we finish? It did, right? Repeated. Let me just read. Nope, we're not done it yet. Okay, so let's just continue with that.
Taylor Robinson is being accused of committing the execution in real life. During the scene, Cage is heard asking about his lucky number, while we see someone holding up a giant 7. Recently, Elon Musk.
Also, Steven Robinson is the name of my very, very first boyfriend. Oh, look, and it's 5:02 right now. Jessica and the, yeah. Theodore, is it Theodore? Yeah, Theodore Hertz. Theo, Malcolm Jamal Warner played a Theo. So did a few of these people. I believe this is also a Theo. Dr. Charles and Theo. And she had a Leo. Anyway, we'll continue it on with the 1-minute video.
Announced that every spacecraft launched in 2026 will bear the number 77 as a tribute to Charlie Kirk. Why 77? I don't know. Maybe someone can tell me. If it wasn't obvious enough, there's also this massive all-seeing eye on a blimp or something watching the entire sequence of events go down. That's because the movie is called Snake Eyes, and 2025 reason number 77 we're living.
Also, year 25 was also the year of the snake. So, after Charlie Kirk was shot and killed and watched the movie, Charlie Kirkland, who plays the Secretary of Defense and is shot in the neck, I looked up who the current Secretary of Defense is, who's Pete Hegseth. Pete Hegseth's birthday is June 6th, my sister's. I only got one sister. That's why it keeps repeating it. I only got one. The Pope, one Pope, has opened the Jubilee doors for the Catholic Church, and it then died, Pope Francis. And then a different Pope, Pope Leo, who shares my brother's birthday, gets elected. And then another person who shares their birthdays, Nick Reiner, murders his parents, bringing him into my knowledge that he existed. Rob Reiner, I barely know, honestly, even though I know Princess Bride. I know a lot of his movies, love a lot of his movies, but don't know him as a human until he, you know what I mean, dies. We had just covered Conan O'Brien. Don't even remember how. We've covered him many times, but we had just covered him the week before. December 13th, in Cal Foot's birthday, they go to Conan O'Brien's house, and Nick kills Michelle and Rob. December 14th, the same day, a different father-son duo do the Bondi Beach massacre on the first day of Hanukkah, Bondi Beach, where I was on September 11th with somebody who shares Rachel McAdams' birthday, a William that I volunteered in Costa Rica with. September 10th being the one of them, and then July 20th, the Mark from Australia. So the 3 men. This movie came out May 6th, which is, again, Siggy, where'd you go? Where'd you go, Siggy? Sigmund Freud's birthday. We can't find him. Oh, there we go. This one's birthday. And Allie's mom's birthday as well. And Luigi's. So that's the day this one came out. Snake Eyes came out August 7th, which is the day that Mark started his hunger strike this time. Probably his last hunger strike. That man is a stubborn man. All right. Being Charlie... I'm going to see if I can find the scene. I didn't find it, so it's not. Okay, let's look up. Being Charlie group scene. Group. I didn't even have a B at the front. I feel like that's not called group, so well, whatever. What else is going to come up? Group meeting. November 4th. Oh, that was November 4th. Oh, okay. Because there was something else. It was her August 4th. There was something else November 4th. I don't remember what. Here's a specific scene.
Find your wristwatch.
Oh, perfect. This is actually it.
That stupid movie. I don't want to.
This is literally, so this is them having a like group session. His dad, so Charlie's dad is played by Carrie who I know of Wes, who looks identical to Will that I was with. Will, who I volunteered in Costa Rica with, who has Rachel McAdams' birthday. Like when I met him, I was like, Wes from Princess Bride. He was like, no, my name's Will. He plays Arnold Schwarzenegger, like literally an actor, played like Dread Pirate Roberts. He played a pirate. Yeah. In this movie, he was famous as playing a pirate, and then he used that money to become a governor, or he's trying to be the governor of California, not even a different. Well, he's in rehab a lot in Utah because that's where they send people. So this movie, where is? Oh, who's that? All the Nicks and Drakes. Nicks and Drakes. Because there's also, sorry, where did the other one go? There's a Drake in this, and all of a sudden I'm like, who's Drake? Who is Drake? Fun. No, but seriously, who's Drake? There's a Leo, who's the father, Nina, who's the wife of Frasier, and Nina's the person my cousin's in jail for murdering, or being part of the murder and horrificness of her death. And other ones as well, but I don't remember. Other Ninas. Bethany, the name of for years and years. Frasier, who was the love interest. And Drake. Literally can't remember who Drake is. It's Drake. The Rapture Drake. The Rapture TV show. Annika Drake. Okay, Annika Drake. There we go. There we go. She's like the radical environmentalist. Just underline that so we can remember. She does not have a birthday. Like the actress's birthday is not available. So there's a Drake in the Rapture. There's also, of course, Degrassi's Jimmy Brooks, played by something Drake Graham. Aubrey Drake Graham, who is Drake. He plays Jimmy Brooks. Jimmy. The guy in this one who plays Sonic, his real name's Robert Rhodes. He plays Jimmy in 28 Years Later, and I don't know if that means like the big Jimmy, because there's a bunch of Jimmys. They're all Jimmys. Kind of like a bunch of stews I met in Costa Rica, Australia, on Fraser Island. Yeah, I spent Fraser Island with a bunch of stews. You came in all named Stu, and it's 5:09 right now. Fun. The day Ellie called the cops on me, kept me put in the psych ward. Anyway, Jimmy. There's also a one over here called Wheelchairs, which I wrote before. Seeing one of the premonitions was a wheelchair on fire. Fun. Because she's in a wheelchair in both, because the actress herself is in a wheelchair. There we go. Jessica in Mean Girls, cousin Jessica, whose mom is actually my cousin, who is also in a wheelchair. Olympia Lucas, who's Jessica, and Jimmy Brooks plays Drake in Degrassi, and Ruth August 4th plays Rosie Lyons, and Dr. Fox in The Rapture, and I'm sure there's other ones as well. Did we get to this point? We didn't. I love how it is. The Notebook. The Notebook is what we're getting to. Okay, let's just play this.
Pick up me and you're not things. She's something of a kind. She got language.
I don't break that fucking DVD.
If you break that DVD, we're down the Notebook in Cars 2.
If you break that DVD, we're down to the Notebook in Cars 2, which is also because Mean Girls was already so intertwined. And then I got to the psych ward in Seagull 7. Mean Girls was sitting out the DVD. So many of them, but like that's literally little Mean Girls DVD. It's sitting right there. So much so I actually brought it to my room to draw what Mean Girls was. I was like, got nothing but time on our hands in the psych ward. The other one said Sam Steele shares the birthday. Do we have Nick? The Knicks. So, where do we go? Nick plays, Nick Reiner and Nick Robinson. Yeah, Robinson. Same name. Is the killer? Is the yep. Charlie, March 22nd, 1995. I don't know whether this is Charlie because being Charlie. So yeah, he plays Charlie. And anyway, so he hires another Nick to play Charlie. His best friend in the TV show, in the movie, being Charlie, is named, like the actor's name is Devin. And he plays just Adam in that. in being Charlie. I was like, what? And he plays Nick in Degrassi. There is a Drake in Degrassi who's friends with Nick, and Drake stabs JT, and JT dies. The reason Drake, Aubrey, Graham, Jimmy Brooks is in a wheelchair is because of a school shooting. JT, played by Orion, who shares Tina Fey's birthday. There we go. Ryan Cooley. Friends with Nick. Isabella Mia. Father, played by Mark Bernardi. December 18th birthday. Liberty, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I think we're good with that. Oh, good fun times. Okay, so yeah, we'll mention these all another day. No, we'll finish these ones just for this, and then we'll each of all these things are included in the 5 different ones. The hockey one, the actual psychiatry, the Mean Girls. I feel like there was and Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk gets his own because of all that. So found out after Charlie Kirk that I was born at Charles Camsell Hospital at 11:09. Birth date of Eric Dane, who dies February 19th of this year. Played in Grey's Anatomy. Oh, Grey's Anatomy. What's her name? No, what's their name? ER. Their name's also ER. ER Fight Master, who had some controversy this week. His birthday is the same as Mark McCormick, June 8th, and their first Grey's Anatomy was on October 7th of a year. Don't remember which year. But before the October 7th was also like the person on the front of the scrapbook, my great-grandmother's birthday. And, Patrick Steele's, many other people's birthday, I'm sure. It's trying to pause me. Julie, you can't pause you. Oh, Tyler. Tyler's birthday is April 29th, which is the day Allie made the video a year later, saying she wasn't responsible for the psych ward, trying to get me to go in again. Thank you from. Okay, so Sigmund Freud, May 6th to September 23rd, 1939. That's also the day in 2024 that Brilliant Minds airs. TV show. Of sketchy proportions in and of themselves. Couldn't be more annoyed by medical drama, especially one about the brain. September 10th. I was born at Charles Camsell Hospital, which is at 114th Avenue, and at 11:09. Being Charlie Nick. Sorry, it's all over the place here. David Rosenhan, which again is should have been the one who killed psychiatry, wherever he went, the one who did the experiment. Sent people. November 22nd. Died February 6th, 2012. And Carl Jung, July 26th, 1875, the day I happened to go see Barbie and the day Sinead O'Connor died. But Carl Jung died on June 6th, 1961. Same day Noah met Ali. Same day Pete Hegseth. And my sister's birthday. Oh, and the assassination of the other Kennedy. I know this is all over the place, but why wouldn't it be, right? Let's just go with the presidents. Presidents that have been assassinated. Yeah. So Abraham Lincoln, shot on April 14th, died the next day on April 15th. Just so you're July 2nd, that's Lindsay Lohan's birthday. Oh, shot by a Charles, and he died. Actually, I don't know. We'll have to look these people up. I think it's McKinley who died on the 14th. One of them died. Oh, there we go, September 14th. This one died September 19th. So, which is, by the way, the actual day that Charlie Kirkland dies. It looks like the 10th, but it's actually the 19th. But that's also Jim Caziesel's birthday. McKinley shot on September 6th, but dies on September 14th. Hello, Leon. JFK's RFK. RFK. That one. Shot June 5th and dies June 6th. And birthday November 20th, which, by the way, oh no, it's not. Oh, you guys aren't even with me. That's fun. That's fun as it happens. You guys aren't with me the whole time? That's annoying to me. June 6th, 1968. Did we just not? Oh, we're going back. Okay. November 20th, which is, Charlie Kirk's wife's birthday. Erica Kirk's birthday. Because Charlie is October 14th. Just one of these people's birthdays. Where'd you go? I feel like it was the one from that I just wrote down, which would have been the Rapture. Yeah, Jack Farthing Fraser. His name's Jack. October 14th. All right. This is the one I just showed that you guys couldn't see, I believe. James Garfield. Yeah, all right. My grandma died the same day, April 15th. It says shot 14th, but he did die the 15th. Garfield shot on Lindsay Lohan's birthday and died on Kyle C's. And McKinley shot on September 6th and died on September 14th, my brother's birthday. Also, all the Lebanon assassination date, and literally the day he was born. John F. Kennedy died on my mother's 8th birthday. And so did Narnia. Sorry, so did C.S. Lewis and Lewis Carroll, who are about the two, like Narnia and Alice in Wonderland. Anyway. And it's 5:18 right now. I'm going to end this. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. If you think that there's we should be capitalisming off a cliff and what's the word? Like suing each other and doing patents when, like, where and how does all of this come from? How are there this many signs and symbols? How are there this many coincidences? I know I don't explain them well, because there's so many of them, like way too many for it to be anything but supposed to crack open reality. What Mark is currently doing, starving himself to death while also building flocks and whatever, very similar actually to what I'm doing, except no starving to death, no, an actual metacrisis. I mentioned to him because I was like, what's missing from your metacrisis? And I know he thinks he included it. Leadership, the toxicity of leadership in the world. That it's like full of baby eating toddlers, and it'll make sense later. Toddlers run our world and they like to eat babies, according to Epstein's Island. So I feel like, you know what I mean? We should be fixing the world and not the current ridiculousness. So I don't have any other YouTube channels. This one's at risk. They're all at risk. My tip, you know what I mean? I know how to save the world. The other YouTube channels that are lost will be lost forever if we don't find someone to help Jubilee here, now, get them back. Same with the, cooking, cleaning, regular stuff. As I explained years ago, you know what I mean? I'm losing capacity. You can't even come talk to me now. Like, what are you going to do? Find me live here randomly and on TikTok. And you can't talk to me on TikTok because I don't want to unless I can see your mouth move. And otherwise it's too much hassle. So unless I know, I know how to save the world and that I'm the Jubilee, I'm putting in zero effort to create new friendships, right? I need someone to see and understand that I'm the Jubilee. Every other position in the world, useless AF without the Jubilee. If you don't understand what the Jubilee is, you don't, because I don't. It's unfolding. There's other people with my name. I'm named after the Bible. That Mark is like, no, I understand that he doesn't. He deeply doesn't. And I was going to do this, and I did it. Yay, me. Check off that box before going to buy something that I'm out of. And listening to his voice notes. I don't know. Anyway, giving myself things I'm not allowed to do until after works out well. You sent a voice note. Perfect. Let's hear what I sent last. Ooh. Oh, no. He sent something. Again. It should have been passion and proportion too. I've already addressed this. He already says he always addresses. Then why didn't God you speak of step in to make the Holocaust fun? What? What do you mean, why didn't God step in to make the Holocaust fun? Time. Now's when the fun can start. Starting now. Holocaust, not fun, silly man. Like, what? Although, irony, because, right, number 3, one of the things that I told him, friends, years after we dated, so I believe it was after we dated, long after we dated, that when I was a child visiting Victoria from Alberta and playing with Chelsea, one of my friends who was the middle child, because there was one each of our ages, we played Holocaust. And we honestly didn't understand that Jewish people weren't Christian, and they called on Jesus to come save them, and Jesus came and saved them. Where was parental supervision? Who cares? Like, I mean, honestly, that's the least trouble we got into. I'm more concerned about the crabs that died because someone dropped them on the ground than little tiny crabs that we went and collected at the beach because they lived a couple blocks away. Anyway, that the Holocaust used to be the biggest travesty. Wasn't in my lifetime. Then Israel in vivid technicolor genocide. Not a fan. Especially since all of the Jewish people, all of the Israel connections, everyone I have associated. And never dated a Nazi. Did date someone who went on to become an IDF soldier and a rabbi. And I haven't talked to him since October 7th. Don't know if he probably is a Zionist. He was the whole time, probably is still. We can save the world. We can create a world that actually works. It's going to take following the truth. And the truth wherever it leads you. Looking for people to create within that with. Which means grab a friend and don't know what else you're going to do. Because again, no one listened to me when I was like, I'll have a chat, right? So there are no more chats. Come save the world. It's going to take more than an hour a week. Like, I need your commitment. You know what I mean? Mark's killing us all. Oh, and it's 5:23. Fun. That's when he started his hunger strike. That's when, we never even got to Oh, we kind of did, but Dr. Taylor. And this happened on May 23rd. This happened May 1st. And this one, day one of my friends died. His birthday is May 18th this year. And going viral, Dr. Taylor, which then I would find out. I believe May 27th. I believe it was when he was live streaming. Like when Carlos was live streaming the court case. It might have been a slightly different day, though. And my parents' wedding anniversary. And the other doxed episode, April 26th, the last one. May 23rd, while I was in the psych ward. And the middle one, July 6th, but it was recorded June 19th. Well, the Titanic. And this one happens to be Hockey Night 2018. And the day Sam Steele, U of A, got the documents that changes whatever, the thing in the Sam Steele article. Who was also a cop, that Sam Steele, which means he was one of the RCMP founders. Ick. Okay. Oh, and Jared already said it, right? Jared's birthday, death date. Jared's alive. So put that together. Okay.